What's up, you guys? My name is Miguel, fellow X-ray tech peep here, giving you that X-ray knowledge. And today, we're covering mobile X-rays. So you get your little machine, your little clonker. So how you're supposed to do it, that the textbook tells you and your teacher tells you, and what most places actually do when taking portable X-rays. This is a big difference. You will see amongst many of the techs, especially the ones who've been there long. Even if you come fresh out of school, you will always see some of these things. Now, once again, depending on your department or how all the X-ray techs are, it can vary. But from general sense of all the places I've been to, okay, you know how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to go in there, the room, check the bracelet, make sure the patient doesn't have any, like, let's say we're doing a chest X-ray, doesn't have any jewelry, doesn't have anything on. Position them straight up, make sure they're not pregnant, date of birth, all that good stuff, right? And then you set up your little machine, you put the X-ray board behind them, you mark it, and you put your lead on, your gonadal shield, you step back 6 feet, you do all that good stuff, technique, make sure that's good, boom, you shoot it. And then once again, you take it all off, and then you wipe it down, because COVID and flu season and all that good stuff. And then you go back and then you put all your information and all that. That's how it's supposed to be done. Now, how most places do it, and once again, this depends on, I know with COVID, there's a bunch of adjustments that happen, and even right now, there's several things that will be done differently. But for the most part, from what I've seen, the X-ray tech will go in there. They already have the information of who they're going, what room, and everything. They'll get there, and they'll be like, okay, so what's your name? And date of birth. Or other techs will be like, okay, my name's from X-ray, and then you just look at that little bracelet and then tell them, we're just getting X-ray. Once again, put the board behind them, adjust everything. Some people, especially for morning portables, you just hit chest X-ray, the basic default technique. I mean, unless they're like huge or unless they're like super skinny. If it's just an average patient, they won't even change the technique. They'll just put it there. And some will just walk out 6 feet, boom, shoot it. They didn't wear lead, they didn't wear nothing. They just walk around the corner, step out, boom, shoot it. They will do that many times. The majority of the techs will just do that because they feel it's the hassle of putting the lid on, taking it off. Unless it's like you're actually holding. For the most part, what I've seen, they will wear their lead is if they're actually holding the patient, or if you're in the tight room and you can't leave the room, you hold it. Or if you have to shoot a high technique on someone, then most techs will wear it. But for the most part, that's what will happen a lot of the times. And then there's some who just been there so long they don't care about radiation safety, and it makes me sad that they don't. Or they forget, I don't know, they won't even step the 6 feet away, they'll just boom, shoot it. Some of them will shoot it hot. If you see a lot of the old school X-ray techs will always shoot it hot, because with our technology we have now, this is very unethical, but it's always their judgment, because I talked to one of the old school X-ray techs who's been doing it for like 40 years. Their reasoning was like, if I shoot it hot and I need to adjust my technique and go down, I can adjust it and tweak it. But if I undershoot it, then I can't, adjust it to go up. So that's one of the reasons they kind of justify it, which, I mean, it's not exactly the most ethical thing from what we learned as a Lara, and also collimation. When they do portable, some just shoot it wide open. They won't even collimate it. And then once again, I talk to them, and they're like, well, if I clip something, well, then I have to expose them, and then I expose them twice, instead of if I just left it open, they would only expose once. And I was like, well, I guess I see why, but it's still, once again, everyone your own license, you don't do your own things. But coming fresh out of school and you know all this knowledge kind of makes you feel, unethical doing all that. But that's another thing. And then the markers. Some techs either they'll lose their markers or they just get lazy and don't put on their marker up there on the little X-ray. So I've seen a lot of the times they won't mark it like that. They'll just use post-processing on the packs, and they'll do that too. And I mean, some people, as long as the light field's there, they'll shoot it. It comes out, looks good enough, boom. Other people will take their time and make sure they have a good enough distance adjustment. Other people, if they have EKG leads or anything on them, they're like, you know what, boom, shoot it, it's fine, whatever. Once again, all these things, some of them is ethical, but at the end of the day, keep it in mind, if you shoot it, you put it online, it's your license. So only you can kind of lose your license if you do something unethical or something wrong. So always keep that in your mind, in the back of the head, because it's your job, your career. But yeah, this is a general sense of what it is to do it properly, mobile X-ray, and then the kind of like cheat, unethical kind of way. And yeah, see you in the next one.